I'm Crew Warwick, and I'm here with my brother, Sensei Pastor Michael, and we're here lesson number 6. So let's jump into it. In our past lessons from 1 to 6, fundamental classes, we've looked at establishing our structure. We've started looking at our rhythm. We're starting to understand some of our basic footwork. We started understanding ranging and distance. We started understanding sensitivity development. We've even started to look at jab mechanics, cross mechanics, defending the jab, and push kicks. Now, today we're going to be reviewing some stuff, but we're going to add 2 new things. The way we're going to layer it out today. Number 1, okay, we're going to be looking at, once again, some of our torque mechanics. Number 2, we're going to come into a cross, left hook, cross. There's a new thing, is the left hook. Number 3, we're going to do a partner drill. We're going to be defending some jabs and some crosses. Number 4, which I think you might like, we're going to look at some leg devastation. We're going to start chopping the legs with the low kicks. So let's jump right into that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to that Thai boxing structure. If you don't know how to do it, you need to go back to lesson number 1. We got everything there for you. Now, put those feet together. You're going to take your dominant foot. Again, we're turning you back to that 90 degrees. Heel through, 45, left foot forward, hands up. Now, look, first thing we're going to do is you take your hands, you put them behind your back, okay? Turn that hip, okay, pivot the foot, snap the shoulder. Then you're going to anchor that foot back, turn the hip, snap the shoulder forward, and you're doing it consecutively. We're only going to do this for 60 seconds to 90 seconds, and then we're going to roll forward. Let's go. Alright, so we've already learned how to fire that right cross or rear cross. If you don't know how, you gotta go back to one of the other videos. So take your structure from here. We pivot, we shoot that right cross. From here, we're gonna launch, drop that back heel down, pulling the entire toe back to the guard. And from here, we lift the elbow, turn the hip, and we drive that, boom, right across on a horizontal line. If there was an imaginary shelf here, we're going right over the shelf. From here, okay, we're gonna pull that fist right back to the guard, the elbow right back to the ribs, and the foot back in position. We're gonna shoot another cross. Okay, so here it is. We go cross, we go lead hook, we go rear cross. Okay, watch when I fire my cross. Where's that opposing hand? I'm protecting my face, my ribs, my jaw. I turn, boom. That opposing is the shield. The buckler's on my body. Boom, the spear comes out, the buckler's on the body. Pay attention to my fists right here. See, there's a torque on contact. Here there's a contraction, and here there's another torque. Okay? So with your partner, what's going to happen is you want to go light because we don't have pads, so it's all about control, finesse, and smooth. He's going to cue the punch. We don't move. We go 1 right hand, 3 left hook, boom, there's the cross. One more time from here. Okay, he cues it for me. Go 1, 2, and 3. Now we're gonna move forward. This is gonna be a mixed merge drill, meaning both partners are gonna be doing part of the drill. So what does that look like? It's a sensitivity drill. Okay, remember, the hands are glued, fist, elbow and a half away. This time, I'm gonna close my eyes. He's gonna lead. He moves anywhere he wants, I follow. Go ahead. I wanna make sure that I'm glued to him the entire time. When he pushes in, okay, my elbows stay in that range. If they collapse, not good. If they extend, not good. I'm always using my legs to maintain that range with my eyes closed. Let's do this. Well done. Now we're going to move on to some defensive drills, and we start to shift some of our primary way to function in the world. What the drill is going to be is your partner is going to line up in front of you. He's going to fire a jab. When he fires a jab, go ahead please. Okay, he fires a jab, but he fires it away from my face. We're talking about a full fist length, so we're staying in a safe working environment when we're doing this. So he fires a jab, I'm going to slap parry, he returns. He fires across, and a slap parry, he returns. He's going to do it 5 times. A jab and then a cross count as 1. He's going to fire every shot individually today. Okay, so he goes jab, boom, he goes cross, he returns. He goes jab, he goes cross. Okay, when I parry, come on. Boom, I'm going to the wrist. I want to go slightly diagonal as I greet him, and I'll knock it away from my face. But my hands got to stay in front of my nose. Okay, it's in this little sphere, a little zone of its own world here. He's going to do 5. Once he's done 5, 2 more, go ahead. 1, 2, 1 more. okay, 3, 4, I'm gonna shoot. So I'm gonna shoot my jab, okay, 1, I'm gonna shoot my cross, okay, I'm gonna shoot my jab, I'm gonna shoot my cross. Boom, boom, good, boom, 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 more, boom, boom, beautiful. So as you can see, they're being fired off individually. There's a purpose to everything that we do. Your goal is after you start understanding and you have a sense of timing, you want to basically stare your partner's center of mass and the hourglass. We're talking from my solar plexus to my shoulders all the way to my hips, okay? You want to try and pick up as much information as you can. That's what we call reading the person. So let's give this a go, okay? And it's going to be a 3-minute drill back and forth. We're integrating now the low kick. What the low kick's gonna look like, okay, is that you're back in your stance, okay, The low kick, it starts in that rear leg because we're charging it up, but it simultaneously starts in your left shoulder. So what you do, okay, you push off and you charge off that back leg, okay, almost like you're sprinting off of it. And that causes you to tip over. As you tip over, you glide that leg and you point it on a 45, okay? Once you've done so, that left shoulder rotates, okay? I'm gonna bring that side of the hip all the way across. I'm driving the hip, I'm driving the knee across as I rip through the torso. Boom, and I unleash the kick. I want to stay low when I do it, like this. Bing, okay? When you do a shadow, it will look like this. Okay? Just so that you get a good follow through. One more time, here, boom. And that would be a shadow boxing. When you do it on the pad, you want to make sure you follow through and you bring your leg back. So I'm going to do it here, I'm going to do it, okay? Boom, and we bring it back. Okay, and that's a low kick, all right? So this is gonna be a merge drill once again. I'm gonna go for half the round, and then the partner is gonna swap up. He's gonna do half the round. If you don't have pads, don't smash the leg, okay? Do it light and target above the kneecap. Do it light with control, please, because you might not be able to walk if you do it right, okay? Yeah! That's nice. Well, I hope you had fun doing this one. So what did we look at today? We went back to some of our torque, we went back to our cross, we integrated anew the lead hook, and we went into the cross follow-up. So cross, lead hook, rear cross. Then we went into some sensitivity, just bringing back that perception, defending the jabs, defending the cross, and integrating a new technique, the low kick, right? The chopper. So if you want to know more details about some of these techniques, okay, have a look at some of the stuff we have, and we have a few videos which will help you and give you a greater mastery over these single techniques. I highly suggest after these types of lessons that you do a cool down. So go ahead and find our videos for our cool downs and make sure that you're warming up properly, and you can check out our warm up videos as well. But until then, okay, Mike,
Keep fighting the good fight.
God loves you.
God bless you.
God bless you. Okay.